So you telling me United States codes don't work?
No, I'm telling you, you don't know them.
For the record, I am DeMarcus Bay, the implied surety for DeMarcus Contrail Brown. And I would like to file a motion in the court for additional 30 days for me to seek counsel. Is the defendant in error free to go? My name is not spelled in all capital letters. Matter of fact, I filed a notice of acceptance of your oath of office.
All right, folks. Today we're diving into one of the most outrageous sovereign citizen courtroom moments I've ever seen. Things go completely off the rails when this guy insists he's a foreign national, as if that somehow exempts him from the law. But the real twist? He brings in a fellow sovereign citizen to speak on his behalf because apparently two confused individuals make for a better legal strategy than one. The judge, though, steals the show with her sharp wit and zero tolerance for nonsense. She shuts it down fast and firmly. Check it out and let me know in the comments. What do you think this guy's IQ is? I'm guessing somewhere around room temperature, but it might actually be even lower.
Marcus Contrail Brown.
Your Honor, we were representing him, but we are going to be submitting a withdrawal to you. You should have it shortly.
All right, Mr. Brown, are you represented by somebody else?
Yeah. For the record, I am DeMarcus Bay, the implied surety for DeMarcus Contrail Brown. And I would like to file a motion in the court for additional 30 days for me to seek counsel.
Okay, so Mr. Bay,
Yes.
aka Marcus Contrail Brown, so you're seeking a continuance to get new counsel?
Yes.
Okay, do you have someone in mind, sir?
I not right now. I'm seeking counsel.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you a continuance for 30 days, or I'm sorry, until January 5th. But by that time, you need to have counsel on board when they come back so that they can talk to the state to determine if there's anything they can work out on your case, or if they need to get all of the information necessary for a trial, if that's what you choose to do. So by January 5th, I will expect that you will have counsel.
Well, I have paperwork on the docket that haven't been rebutted. I have affidavits of truth that haven't been rebutted.
Okay, sir, we don't do affidavits. People have to appear in person because there's a confrontation clause in the United States Constitution that says witnesses, you have the right to confront witnesses in person. So we don't do affidavits, okay? If you have witnesses that are going to present testimony or evidence on your behalf, then you have to have them come to court and be sworn in and testify at that time, okay? So we're not doing any dismissing and all of that stuff. No, sir. When you get your counsel, they'll be able to discuss it with the state, and then y'all can present whatever to the court. And
the accusing deputy must be present too, right? Okay.
So the people always say that, but here's the thing. The state gets to choose whatever witnesses they wish to bring, just like your side gets to choose whatever witnesses you wish to bring. You can't rely on them to bring the person that you want. So if you want to subpoena someone to appear for trial, then you need to subpoena them. You cannot rely on the state to bring your witness. Okay.
Okay. I got you.
So, all right. Anything else?
And jurisdiction can't be challenged at any time, right?
No, sir. Jurisdiction rests with this court because this is where the locus of the incident is.
I could be wrong, but it really seems like this sovereign citizen is just stalling. It honestly feels like he's hoping the judge will give him more time so he can find an actual lawyer and delay the case a bit. But what I can't wrap my head around is how these sovereign citizens keep using the same tired script, a script that has never worked. Not once. Judges shut this stuff down every single time. It's like watching someone try to unlock a door with a banana and being surprised when it doesn't work. These people are just completely disconnected from reality. And yeah, I know I ask this a lot because it's always tough to tell. But what do you think? Is he actually pretending to be this clueless to buy time? Or does he truly believe the law somehow doesn't apply to him? Let's dive back in and see what happens next.
Listen to me.
Okay.
I went to school for 3 years for this. That's full time. If I had gone part time, it would have been 4 or 5 years. And I have been working since, oh Lord, I ain't gonna give my age, but I've been a lawyer and a judge for quite some time. I've been a judge for 10 years as of this year. A lot of times people come before me because they've learned stuff from other people, or they've gone online, or they've read it themselves. But I tell you, it doesn't work the way you think it works. And so there's a set of statutes, cases, procedures, all of those things that we have to learn. In fact, let me show you something.
Well, how do you have?
Wait. You see this book right here? This is just this year's edition of all the stuff that I have to be able to find to figure out what's going on in your case. This is just this year's edition. And I got a book like this that includes evidence and procedure. I got a whole wall of books. So when you come in here challenging jurisdiction and all of this stuff people have taught you, it's not books.
Can I show you my Black Law Dictionary?
No, sir. Because Black's Law, that's a dictionary. That's not the full case. You know, you come in with all of these ideas about how you think the law works, but every lawyer in here has done at least 3 years of law school and trainings, trials, all of those things. So you're not going to change the way we do things. So the best thing to do is to get an attorney who can talk to the state about your case, and then we can get this resolved. Your case is pretty simple. You got traffic offenses.
Well, I still want you to prove on the record that you have subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction.
I'm not proving anything on the record, sir. I wear the robe. They put me in this position. I've been here 10 years. If I didn't have subject matter jurisdiction, I wouldn't be here.
So all right? It's not a difference between public and private for the record. There's no difference.
Sir, get an attorney.
Okay, all right. January 5th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Mr. Bay / Brown, you've indicated that you wish to have an attorney, so I'm going to rely on the fact that you're going to have an attorney. Don't come back here with the same stuff, and I already told you it's not going to work.
So you're telling me United States codes don't work?
No, I'm telling you, you don't know them. So first of all, right here. The United States codes don't work in Georgia because Georgia has its own code, OCGA.
So the meaning of driver is different in Georgia?
Yes, sir.
But according to 49.
Mr. Bay, I'm not doing this with you. Get an attorney. Okay. Thank you, sir. You're free to go. We'll see you on January 5th at 10.
All right, before we jump into the most chaotic part of this whole case, fair warning, prepare to lose a few brain cells. I know I already did just watching the first few minutes, so consider this your official heads up. This might actually make you feel dumber just by association. But seriously, let's get into it, because this sovereign citizen has outdone himself. He actually brought his sovereign citizen buddy along and introduced him as the Attorney General. Yes, really. And here's a fun fact. Pretending to be a lawyer and practicing law without a license? That's illegal. You can't just roll out of bed one day and decide you're a lawyer, unless, of course, you live in sovereign citizen fantasy land. Anyway, let me know what you think while we watch. Now let's dive in.
So, DeMarcus Contrell Brown.
I have interest in that matter. Is the defendant ever free to go?
If the who, what?
Is the defendant in error free to go?
No.
Well, let the record show the defendant in error is ordered to state and participate.
Okay, who is the defendant in error? That's a new one for me.
The all cap name is trust that I am a beneficiary of. My name is not spelled in all capital letters. I have a court order decree saying that.
Okay, Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, do you have an attorney representing you, sir?
Attorney General, my Attorney General is online. You may speak to me, sir.
Is the Attorney General, Mr. Bay, hold on. Let me ask my question before you tell me something crazy. Is the Attorney General a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
I'm a non-state actor. I'm a foreign national. Matter of fact, I filed
Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, I don't care if you were Alexander Putin, the premier of Russia. If you are in Georgia and you're represented by an attorney, that attorney would have to be a member of the State Bar of Georgia. foreign national or not. Just as if you went to another country and you had an attorney represent you, that attorney would have to meet the requirements of that country and of that state. Okay, Mr. Attorney, Mr. Bay, hush. Mr. Attorney General.
I'm trying to set a record.
Mr. Bay, Mr. Attorney General, are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
I love how these two sovereign citizen geniuses are just casually on a phone call while the judge is talking. Like, guys, you're in court, not lounging at home screening spam calls. Meanwhile, the judge is trying to conduct an actual legal proceeding. And these two are acting like they're on hold with their internet provider. This right here is exactly why court hearings need to happen in person. Imagine how much funnier and more chaotic it would be watching these sovereign citizens try to fumble through their nonsense live instead of hiding behind a phone screen. No Googling fake laws mid-hearing, no muting themselves when they get called out, just raw, unfiltered confusion in real time. Honestly, I feel like we should start a petition. Sovereign citizens must show up in person to fully embarrass themselves. Might sound harsh to some, but seriously. What else are we supposed to do with this circus? Let me know what you think about that take. And now let's dive back in, because this self-proclaimed Attorney General is pure comedy gold.
Business in Georgia, so
Okay,
basically,
sir, that's not what I asked you. No, sir.
I get what you're saying,
No, sir.
man.
No, and I get what you're saying, but we're not doing that because that's not how we operate. Those are not the laws under which I am required to conduct court. So we either gonna do it my way or we're gonna put you on the calendar.
We understand the rules of the court. I got you.
Okay. Are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
No, I'm not a member of the Bar of Georgia.
Okay,
what I'm trying to realize
he can represent himself.
You need to take consideration on that matter on how he's doing business in Georgia.
He can represent himself, or he can be represented by a member of the State Bar of Georgia. But he cannot have you represent him or purport to represent him. Okay, that's not going to work. All right. So, Mr. Bay, do you wish to choose someone who is a member of the State Bar of Georgia to represent you, or do you wish to represent yourself?
I invoke my right to remain silent as the beneficiary of Demarcus Cottrell Brown estate.
Okay, sir. So, sir, you're invoking your right to remain silent, which means that you do not wish to enter a plea that
I plead to be released.
That would resolve your case today. As such, the court is going to enter a plea of not guilty for you.
Judge, you cannot practice law from the bench. Violation 28 U.S.C. 454. Judge practicing law from the bench.
And put you on a trial court, on a trial calendar so that your case may be heard at trial. All right, sir. Thank you. You'll get notice in the mail if anything changes about your if anything changes about your address, then you can go ahead and let us know by coming in.
I demand evidence hearing.
You will have that at the time of the trial,
evidence hearing.
You're not going to have an evidence hearing today because that's not what we're here for. This is
I got your oath, Tammy Long.
So, Mr. Bay, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You'll have a trial at which time you can have an evidence hearing. You'll get notice in the mail.
You're in violation of Article 6, Section 2 of the Constitution.
Your notice in the mail, then you can appear for hearing with whatever evidence that you wish to present. Although you are not required to present any evidence or testimony because the state has the burden of proving the case against you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. You're free to go at this time.
I know I can be pretty tough on judges sometimes, especially when they don't put their foot down on these sovereign citizens. But credit where it's due. This judge absolutely nailed it. I'm not sure of her name off the top of my head, but she was phenomenal. No nonsense, no tolerance for stupidity, just straight up handling business. Honestly, I'd give her a solid 10-10. She's right up there with the legendary Judge Oakley in my book. As for the sovereign citizen duo, total disaster. It felt less like a legal proceeding and more like a one-off Broadway performance. Except one guy thought he was some kind of pirate assassin, and the other just stumbled through made-up laws like he downloaded them off a conspiracy forum. You seriously couldn't script a better train wreck if you tried. Part of me feels bad that the judge even had to sit through this circus. But at the same time, watching her shut them down was comedy gold. But what do you guys think? Did the judge handle it perfectly? Or could she have gone even harder on these two clowns? Personally, I think she was as patient as any human could possibly be, especially considering she had to sit there while they butchered basic legal concepts for way too long. And if I can get my hands on part 2 of this hearing, you know I'll be posting it. Because something tells me they didn't suddenly hire a real lawyer and start making sense. At the rate this case is going, I wouldn't even be surprised if one of them stood up and claimed the courtroom was actually a foreign country. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I post content like this every single day, so stay tuned for more sovereign citizen madness. And seriously, thank you all so much for watching and commenting. Even if I don't get the chance to reply to everyone, I do read every single comment. And I really appreciate the support. Take care, everyone.